We need a beat.
What up, YouTube? It's your pops ReKeJe with a reaction video that I want to put out here today. Before we get started, if you like the channel, please subscribe. Click on the red subscribe button, red and white subscribe button, and notification bell next to it, so you know whenever I push out one of these videos, you'll get it. I was thinking about something today, and it had me. I want to react to this video, but let me run this back. Sorry about that, guys. But this video is touches on the subject about selling your soul to Satan for fame and fortune. And I'm talking about this is because I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube the past couple of years, 2 or 3 years, about the Illuminati and about the record industry and about artists selling their souls to the record companies, selling their souls for fame and fortune, and excuse me. And I just want to know, is there any validity to that? You know, we've all heard it before. You know, I've heard, even when I was a kid, man. I'll be 66 next Friday, man. And even when I was a kid, I used to hear my mom and talk about that, growing up, young kid down in on the farm in Texas, man. I heard my mom and talking about, oh, he did this and he sold his soul to the devil for that money and whatever, you know. But well, I'm talking wife's tale, but I've heard a lot about this Illuminati and all of that, and I guess I've also seen a lot of videos about why artists now are going independent, because the record companies really trap you, they enslave you. And I wonder if that's the same thing. Or can you actually sell your soul to Satan, and then when it's time to collect, he comes and collects? You know, I mean, fame and fortune makes you think, is that worth it? So enough of my rambling on and my hypotheses and theoretical bullshit. And I can curse, because you know why? I'm gonna curse my YouTube video right now because YouTube can't demonetize me, because I only got 25 subscribers, and I thank my subscribers, man. But hey, what are they gonna take away from me, man? Nothing for nothing leaves nothing. Come on. All right, so let me give you the premise of this video. This is only about a 5-minute video. It's called Crossroads. It's been a long time, Willie Brown. So I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Crossroads. You probably remember. It's probably back in the late 80s. It stars Ralph Macchio. Ralph Macchio, who was the Karate Kid from First Real Karate Kid, and his character in this movie, he was an aspiring young wannabe blues player. He was really good. He was almost like a savant, man. He was really good. He had some classical training, but he wanted to play blues. So it showed him one scene where there was books he had read, all the books, the Mississippi Delta Blues, the history of blues in the South, and all these albums. And so he was working at a nursing home for part-time, and he met this old blues player from a nursing home called Willie Brown. And Willie Brown conned him into helping him get him out the nursing home and paid him to take him back down to Mississippi, because he had some business to take care of. He had to go see a man, but it was supposed to be he's going back down to the Crossroads because the end of his contract was up and it was time for Satan to collect. So let's start the video and check it out. Hope you like it. By the way, if you hear dogs barking, I'm sitting outside. I hate sitting inside. Me and my wife hate sitting out. We sit outside 85% of our life. Beautiful out here in Arizona right now. It was really cold. We had a cold winter, but now it's beautiful. And sitting outside, man. So a lot of my videos are going to be outside. You're going to hear noises in the background, and I apologize for that. Let's go. So they're at the Crossroads now.
This is it. This is the place where it all happened. I tell you what you gotta do. See, you going over there and start playing a piece.
Why?
Of course, there's a fella I've got to see. And if you playing it right, he's gonna come around.
Yeah, right, Willie. Who is this guy?
Don't ask me who. You know damn well who.
Yeah, who is this? Well, don't ask me. You know damn well who, because this kid had studied he had read about this guy named Robert Johnson, who this movie kind of was kind of about in a way, because let me give you history about. So Willie Brown, Robert Johnson was an aspiring wannabe blues guitarist and singer back in the early 1900s in Mississippi, but he wasn't very good. He was actually, according to something I read today, to kind of prepare myself for the narration on this video, was he really wasn't that good. He was like, his singing stuff, his playing. Matter of fact, when Willie Brown, who was an actual guy, and his friend used to have a band, and Robert would follow him around to these different joints down in Mississippi and hang out with him. And when they would go on break, Robert would go up there and get one of the guitars, start playing and singing, and it was so horrible that people were just like, boom, they were like, man, it hurt people's ears. So they would go outside and go, y'all guys got to get back in and start the music back, and this guy's killing us. And then he disappeared for about 6 to 8 months. And when he came back on the scene and hooked back up with his boys, and he asked them one night when they were playing, can I play a song? And they were like, oh, no, man. And he finally convinced them. When he got up there, totally different. He was playing the best blues they ever heard, singing, man. They were like mesmerized people. And if you go back and Google a lot of Google like some of the old rock and roll stars like Eric Clapton and a lot of the early rock and roll bands and some of the blues players, they would tell you Robert Johnson was the king of Mississippi Delta blues and the king of rock and roll, the father of it. Actually, not the king, but the father. And Robert Johnson even told him himself that he sold his soul to the devil at the Crossroads, so he could, the devil would give him those tools to be rich and famous. So let's go. Okay, I just want to point out something to you. I know a lot of people saying, well, how in the hell is this dude playing an electric guitar in the middle of nowhere? Because he's damn sure ain't hooked up to that tree next to him and no electricity there. Well, if you look right here, see that little thing behind him is on his belt. It's called a piggyback amp. And those are made, they came out with those decades ago. You put a couple of D batteries in them, and you could actually hook your guitar up and have an amp to play, in like if you're out of the park, or sitting on the bench somewhere, or just you didn't have an amp to hook your guitar and you want to practice, you could play. So that's what that is piggyback. You can see the little wire here hooked up to it in this cable. So
Crossroads now, this is where it counts.
Thought I wasn't supposed to go down at the Crossroads, Willie.
We ain't here for you, we here for me.
We ain't here for you, we here for me. When I first saw this movie, back when it was first out, and I saw this, I go, who are these people? But these supposedly are Satan's demons, his emissaries, coming to prepare his way. You know what I'm saying? So check it out.
Y'all need a ride?
What you waiting for, huh?
Come on, Willie, let's get to Fulton's Point, huh?
What time he coming round?
What time? Who coming round?
You don't be fooling with me. I'm talking about Legba.
Legba? Where you been at, Slick? He done changed his name to Scratch.
He said, who you talking about? I'm talking about Legba. I guess that was Satan's name. And the Bible says Satan has many different names. I guess he can call himself whatever he wants to. Legba, but he said change his name to Scratch.
I don't want none of your sense. I got business with the man.
Me no bastard, ain't you?
Forget it, honey. He's crazy.
Now, y'all sure you don't need a ride?
Ain't riding with the likes of you, smart ass. Or your bitch, neither.
Suit yourself, old man.
You looking for me, Willie Brown? Been a long time, hasn't it, Willie?
Out of nowhere. You looking for me, Willie Brown? You know what that is. Leg butt. No, Scratch. You changed the name to Scratch. Time to pay up, Willie.
Yes, it has.
What's going on here?
Yes, sir, been a long time. You were about 17 last time we saw each other. One night on this old Crossroads, wasn't it?
He was 17 years old on that Crossroads. 17 years old the night he made a pact with the devil. Huh. Wow. Evidently he ain't 17 now. He's probably look like he's in the 70s now, probably late 70s, probably 60 years earlier, man. Carrying that burden.
What can I do for you, Willie Brown?
I come to see you, tell you the deal's off.
Oh, no. According to this here piece of paper, the deal's still on.
I come here to tell you the deal's off. Satan said, no, according to this here piece of paper, this contract you signed, the deal's still on. So relate that to today's artists in the industry who sign with these record labels. That's why so many artists are going independent, man. They don't own nobody. You know, they might not never be living a $40 million home and make, be Jay-Z, the stratosphere with Jay-Z and Beyonce and all that. But if a lot of these artists, they can make a nice little living, make $150,000, $200,000 a year selling their CDs, doing their little shows. They're not signing their contracts in blood. That's basically what you do. Once you sign with a record label, right? They want 3 CD, a 4 CD deal. They're gonna give you a couple mil, and you think that money's all yours? No, that mil, it's called giving it an advance in the industry. And out of that advance comes, you want to buy a home? It comes out of that. Cars, renting cars, video shoots, which you can run anywhere from $150,000, a nice one, to $150,000 for a video shoot, recording time, studio time, producer time, CD distribution. You're trapped. Now after a year, it ain't what you think it is. Now you're tired. You're probably strung out on whatever. Trying to because now it's not fun anymore. Now they're telling you when to tour, when to tour, when to tour, when to tour, when not to tour, what to sing, how to write your music, how to play your music, who to deal with, da. You're trapped.
You can tear that up and give me some peace. Why on earth would I want to do that? Now, you sloughed up on your end of things. I didn't end up where I wanted. I didn't end up with nothing. Didn't get nothing.
You got what you were supposed to get, Blues Man. Ain't nothing ever as good as we want it to be.
Same way. You got what you wanted, hip-hop artists. Ain't nothing ever the way we want it to be. You got what you wanted. You got a little money. Now you mine. That's scary, bro.
But that ain't no reason to break a deal. Of course, you had something to offer me.
Got a couple of $100.
They ain't interested in your money. You know that.
Satan ain't interested in our money. We can't buy our way out of heaven or into heaven or buy our way out of hell. He wants our soul, man. Think about it.
How about cutting heads?
Oh, I get it. You want some kind of contest, huh?
Cutting heads.
You're a real smart boy, ain't you?
You're a real smart boy.
Well, smart boy. I got a big white fella from Memphis made a deal with me a few years back. Real good guitar player, name is Jack Butler.
I got a big white fella made a deal with me a few years back. Made a deal with me. So if he's where he's at, where you think he is, if you can assume he's probably in hell now, in eternity, cutting heads, I guess a guitar competition, and whew.
Cuts heads every Saturday night, yes, sir. He discourages a lot of up-and-coming boys.
Yeah, but Willie doesn't even play guitar.
Oh, yeah, forgot that. Ain't that too bad? Guess there ain't much hope at all for Willie Brown. Unless you might want to sit in for him. Don't do it.
Sure, he's my friend. I don't believe in any of this shit anyway.
Unless you might want to sit in for him. Unless you might want to take the hit for him. Sure, I don't believe in this shit anyway. And that's what a lot of people believe, man. Like, don't believe in I'm not gonna say Christianity because I don't call myself a Christian, but I do believe in Christ. All right, so I'm not preaching. I'm just saying I just call myself a believer. I have faith. But that's not great. You know, a lot of people are like, I don't believe in that shit anyway. It ain't not gonna hurt me. You can tell me what to do. I don't believe in that shit. Okay.
Say don't do it, Lightning. You win, I tear up Willie's contract. But what happens if my man Jack Butler wins?
You get me.
I already got you.
You get me. I already got you. That would be horrible. When you go and tell Rick, I'm gonna get. Well, you're trying to make a deal. Got your contract. Oh, well, I'm gonna trade this for that. You can have this. No, I already got you, man.
Well, then you got me too.
Shut up, you here. I don't want you making no deals.
Take it easy, Willie. I'm just calling his bluff here. I'll get to Fulton's Point after this. Where and when for this thing?
Oh, I can get us there real quick.
Yes, he can.
Jack Butler's gonna
Everything's.
like you.
I can get you there real quick. Jack Butler's gonna like you. So that's the end of the video. I'm gonna stop it right there. But, whew, man. You know, you think about it. Getting back on that subject, you think about it, man. Can we sell our soul to Satan for fame and fortune? I guess we can, and it depends on how you relate that. A lot of people get rich and famous doing stuff they really don't want to do, but they do it. They sell their souls. They sell their souls basically, and a lot of artists do that. I guess, man. You know, whether it's to Satan or whether Satan is really the record company. And I don't know, man. But anyway, I just wanted to share this. So I'm gonna follow this video up, guys, with the video to show once he takes him to hell, and he battles Ralph Macchio character battles Jack Butler, the guitar. They battle for the old man's soul and his soul too. It's pretty good. So I'm gonna follow that up. So again, if you like the channel, please subscribe. I'm gonna keep these coming. My music channels are ReKeJe on YouTube, ReKeJe. I got about 50-something music videos there. I'm gonna start doing reactions, and me and my girl, little T, Tammy, we're gonna start doing some reactions together. So hey, peace, man. Thank you so much for clicking on the video, man. And hey, everybody stay cool. God bless, and hey, we're out.